My job is to delete haunted files from the internet. Some content isn't meant to be seen. Some shouldn't even exist. My name is Chris L., and I work for a digital sanitation team contracted under the Global Anomalous Threat Task Force, or GAT. Never heard of it? Good. That means we're doing our job. Forget everything you think you know about the internet. The surface web, the dark web, the encrypted peer-to-peer chains. None of it's as chaotic or unmanable as what we call the obscura. The obscura is what lives in the gaps. Fragments of corrupted code, unregistered data clusters, quantum noise from edge devices. Sometimes, those gaps act as conduits for things that defy understanding. We clean that up. We find anomalous files, images that whisper, videos that infect behavior, audio that changes your perception of time, and we erase them, not just deleting from a server. We track every instance, every cache, every backup. We wipe them from the substrate of the internet. But there's one file we can't. We call it Ashmouth. It's only 57 seconds long. No metadata, no file name, just blank headers and a hash that changes every time. It randomly appears in cloud backups, security cameras, email attachments. No upload trace, no point of origin. Just appears. The footage is always the same. A man in a black room. He's standing still, barely visible in low resolution. The camera zooms slowly. He starts whispering something. The audio is distorted, but you can hear a crackling in the background, like burning leaves. Then a screech, white noise, a flash. Static. People who watch it start to change. At first it's subtle. Headaches, migraines, nightmares. But then the file starts appearing in their devices, unprompted. They hear the whisper when they close their eyes. They start to smell smoke where there is none. Then the violence begins. We had a containment protocol, full quarantine of all associated data clusters, physical destruction of affected hardware, psychological evaluations, sometimes terminations. We thought that was enough. I learned how wrong we were when I came home and found the file on my daughter's tablet. It started a week ago. We got a ping from our anomaly detection crawler, a spike in Type 4 semantic entropy on a consumer live stream from Belgium. Type 4 is high. That's the level where data starts to exhibit non-random, unpredictable, recursive behaviors. Self-propagating, parasitic code. The kind of stuff that makes Alexa start talking to herself or renders encrypted files into ancient Sumerian script. I looped in Erica, our lead on cross-domain signatures. What are we looking at? She narrowed her eyes. Same pattern from the Aurora breach. Recursive echo pulses, 7-second cycle. But this one's got audio visuals. Ashmouth? Too early to say. I didn't sleep that night. I monitored the cluster personally. By dawn, there were 112 confirmed exposures. 10 reported psychotic breaks. 1 suicide. Erica ran a frame-by-frame reconstruction and isolated the central figure. He's changing, she said. What do you mean? She zoomed in on the man in the black room. Every new appearance, he gets a little closer, and he's smiling now. 3 days later, a kid in Minnesota uploaded a 4K gameplay clip of Minecraft. It had Ashmouth embedded in frame 3425. We ran a burn, hit every known server with quantum-level wipes, but the hash regenerated before we finished. It jumped. To a Ring camera in Tokyo, to a drone feed in the Andes, to a TikTok draft on a burner phone that had never connected to the internet. Then my daughter Emma called from her room. "Daddy, The man is whispering. My blood turned to ice. I sprinted upstairs. Her tablet was on the floor. The screen showed a paused frame, the man in the black room, mid-whisper. Emma was standing in the corner, silent, eyes wide, trembling. I picked up the tablet and held down the power button. Nothing. The battery detached itself in my hand, melted. The tablet was burning hot. I threw it in the bathtub. Emma started to scream, not like a scared child, like something was tearing out of her throat. I held her and rocked her and whispered, "It's okay, it's okay." But I knew it wasn't, because I saw her mouth moving, even when she wasn't making a sound. Whispering back, I submitted a priority blackout request. Erica approved it. Full lockdown, air-gapped all devices, brought Emma into quarantine, ran every scan, every cognitive test, every EM field diagnostic. She was clean, but she kept drawing pictures of the man, of the black room. "He says I have to help him," she told me. "Why, sweetheart? He can't get out. But if I help him, he can come here." "What happens if he comes here?" She looked at me like I was stupid. "Then he's not stuck anymore." I destroyed every copy of the footage, purged it from our logs, sanctioned the death of over 40 infected systems. But I knew deep down we had stopped anything. We had fed it. Erica called me late last night. "You need to see this." She sent me a link, a live stream, private channel. It was Emma, sitting in the black room. The camera zoomed in. She smiled. "Come help me, Daddy." I killed the stream and smashed my laptop. It didn't matter. The image was still there, burned into my retinas, like staring at the sun too long. My daughter, sitting cross-legged in that impossibly black room, smiling like it was all some big game. "Come help me, Daddy." The words echoed even though I had muted the audio. I didn't imagine them. Somehow, they were in the silence. I activated Protocol X9, immediate site relocation and personal quarantine. It wasn't standard to invoke this for an unverified Class 6 anomaly, but this wasn't standard. When I arrived at GAT HQ, Erica was already in the ops center, looking pale. "The stream isn't local," she said. "What do you mean?" "There's no trace of it in global fiber. No latency signature, no upstream trail. It wasn't transmitted through any known network." "So where the hell is it coming from?" She clicked through diagnostics, hesitating. "We think it's being projected." "By what?" "By her." Emma was in her quarantine room. No electronics, no glass. Monitored only by analog equipment, pens, paper, and an old reel-to-reel camera feeding into a Faraday cage. When I stepped inside, she looked up. "Hi, Daddy." She sounded normal, too normal, like she'd practiced it. "Hi, sweet pea. How are you feeling?" "I like it here. Man says this is the in-between." "In between what?" "Here and there." She smiled. I tried to hold back the fear boiling up in my chest. "Can you tell me more about the man?" She nodded. "He doesn't have a name anymore. He gave it away." "To who?" She leaned in close and whispered, "To the fire." Later that night, Erica and I pored over decades-old archives. We found something. A decommissioned case file from 1996. Project Furnace. It detailed a string of suicides connected to an illegal BBS group called the Ember Room. They shared a file known only as furnace.mov. It was 57 seconds long. "Look at this," Erica said. She pointed to an attached sketch drawn by one of the first victims, the man in the black room. This predates streaming, I said. Predates digital video compression. How is it the same file? Erica didn't answer. She didn't need to. This thing didn't evolve through the internet. It uses the internet like a mask, but it doesn't live in it. It lives in us. Over the next 48 hours, Emma began to show neurological anomalies. Her brain waves followed a recursive loop pattern, mirroring the 57-second cycle of the Ashmouth file. When we disconnected her from monitoring, the lights in the hallway flickered in perfect rhythm. "She's sinking," Erica said, watching the data. "If this continues, she'll become a beacon." "For what?" "For him." We debated options: sedation, medical coma, erasure protocols. None were guaranteed. Some were fatal. So I made a decision. "I'm going in." Erica stared at me. "You can't. The file doesn't work like that. It changes you." "It already has. Look at her. It's not a virus. It's a signal. A call and response. Maybe if I respond, it lets go. Or it takes you both." I smiled weakly. "Then maybe I'll see where it leads." I prepared for the breach. Gat had a black site chamber nicknamed the Sink, an isolation cube designed for info-hazard immersion. 12-inch thick tungsten walls. No signal leakage. Analog-only inputs. Emergency incineration, fail-safe. They loaded the Ashmouth footage onto an 8mm reel, the oldest medium we could manage. I sat alone in the dark, heart racing, knowing I had 57 seconds to understand a nightmare. The projector clicked. It began. The man stood in the black room. Closer now than I remembered. His mouth moved, whispering things I shouldn't have been able to hear. But I did. Words from dreams I hadn't had yet. Regrets I hadn't lived long enough to make. I smelled smoke. Then he pointed. At me. The screen flickered. For a single frame, I saw Emma. She was behind the man, crying. "Come help me, Daddy." The man turned. He opened his mouth. And I was inside. The lights in the sink blew out. Emergency lockdown triggered. They pulled me out after 4 minutes. I was screaming. My eyes were bleeding. But I remembered. I remembered what he was. He wasn't always a monster. He was a person once. A tech engineer in the 80s named Robert Cale. He worked on early compression algorithms. He tried to digitize memory, to encode consciousness. But the data structure collapsed, fragmented. His mind survived, not in code, but in recursion. Trapped in a loop. Trying to get out. Trying to make others finish the code. Back in quarantine, Emma sat still as I entered. "Did you see him?" she asked. I nodded. "He's not whole." "He wants to be." "That's why he needs you. Why he needs me." "You're going to help him?" I knelt and held her hand. "No, sweetheart. I'm going to trap him." Her eyes welled with tears. "But he said if you do that, you can't come back." I kissed her forehead. "Then I guess this is goodbye." There's no protocol for what I did next. No checklist, no escape plan. Just instinct. And a hunch that maybe recursion could be reversed. That maybe, if I could willingly take his place, I could stop the loop. We began work on a containment version of the Ashmouth sequence. Erica called it null frame. The theory: if the anomaly was a self-replicating data pattern, then we could isolate it in a controlled host, a willing one that wouldn't spread it. Like a digital antibody. Me. The first tests failed. We tried injecting the sequence into analog frames, using my biometric markers as encryption keys. Too weak. It slipped out. Then we tried active encoding, splicing the sequence into my own brainwave patterns using a DLR system, a deep learning remapper used in cognitive therapy for PTSD. It worked. For 5 minutes. I felt him, the man. I saw his memories, his regret. He wasn't evil. He was lost, fractured across time and signal, screaming inside static. But he wasn't alone. There was something else in the black room, watching both of us. The containment team argued against the final step. "We don't know what this will do to your mind," Erica said. "If it works, you won't be you anymore. You'll be the cage." I nodded. "Better me than her." "We could try with a drone or a synthetic mind." "He won't take it. He needs someone real. That's why he picked Emma." Silence. Then Erica did something I didn't expect. She hugged me. "Don't let him win." I said goodbye to Emma. She was drawing again. This time, it wasn't the man. It was me. "You're going to save us?" she said. "How do you know?" "Because the picture changed. You used to be crying. Now you're smiling." We ran the sequence. The null frame loaded, the projection chamber activated. Inside, I was alone. Except I wasn't. He was there. Robert Kyle. Not a ghost, not a demon. Just broken. He looked at me. "Why would you do this?" "Because she's my daughter. You can't hold me. I've been inside everything. Wires, skin, thought. Then come inside me. I'm not afraid." He paused. "You will be." The walls burned away. The black room swallowed me. I don't remember the rest. They say I flatlined. No pulse, no brain activity. For 3 minutes, I was legally dead. Then I gasped and screamed and collapsed. They restrained me, but I wasn't fighting. I was laughing. Because it had worked. He was in me, but he couldn't move. I wasn't a host. I was a trap. It's been 3 weeks. Emma is recovering. No more whispers, no more drawings. Erica checks on me daily. I see the fear in her eyes, but I also see hope. They call me a living firewall, the first human containment shell for an info hazard. I don't sleep. I barely eat. Sometimes I speak in tongues. But he hasn't escaped. And he's not alone. Because I'm still here. And I remember who I am. Yesterday, Emma gave me a new drawing. It was the black room. Empty. Just a single chair. With a small light. And 2 figures sitting quietly. Time stretches strangely in the black room. Inside, I live in seconds that feel like years. I talk to him, Robert Kale, more than I talk to anyone else now. He's quieter these days, less angry, less confused. But still dangerous. I'm not the only one here anymore. Fragments of other minds drift around me. Echoes of victims, half-formed thoughts, frozen in glitching moments. Some scream. Some just repeat the same phrases over and over. Digital ghosts, not truly conscious, but tethered by trauma. I collect them, organize them, talk to them. Maybe I'm going mad. Maybe I already have. But it helps keep them from becoming him. Back outside, Erica and the GAT team have started a new initiative, Project Lantern. It's a study of my condition, a way to understand how a human can become a firewall. The ethics board is in shambles. Half the scientific community believes I should be put in stasis, or worse, ended, to guarantee containment. But they won't. Not while Emma's still safe. Not while I'm still lucid. One night, Erica comes into the isolation chamber, holding a thin glass slide. We found something new. Another file? She nods. Her hands are shaking. This one didn't come through the net. It was printed, photographically. A single frame, no known source. She shows me the image. The black room. But empty. Not the version I've seen 1,000 times. This one has an open door in the background. What does it mean? I ask. We think it's a message. Maybe from one of the fragments. Maybe from you. Before. A way out? Or something trying to get in. The dreams get worse. In them, I see Emma grown up. She's not drawing anymore. She's coding, building something. A mirror of Cale's work. I scream to warn her, but I have no voice. Then the man in the black room smiles. Not at me. At her. I wake up in a sweat. I've begun to lose time. Hours at first. Now days. I write messages to myself on the walls. You are the wall. Remember the door. Don't follow the light. I don't remember writing these. Project Lantern accelerates. They start exposing synthetic minds to fragments of Ashmouth. None survive. Then one does. A drone codenamed Argus-12. It doesn't speak, doesn't move, just watches, for 96 hours. Then it begins drawing. The drawings are of me, in the black room, with the door open. Erica looks terrified when she shows me the results. It's echoing you. Somehow, it's pulling data from your side. So there's a bridge. Yes, and it's growing. Then we seal it, for good. She hesitates. That might require permanent dissolution. Of me. Of all of it. The room. The recursion. I nod. Then let's build a fire big enough to burn him down. They begin constructing the final containment, the kiln. A supercooled quantum trap, linked directly to my neural signature. It will destroy the recursive loop, one neuron at a time. They tell me it will be painless. They lie. But I agree. Because I see it now. The door. The one in the photo. It's real. And if I go through it first, maybe he can't. On the last day, Emma visits me. She shouldn't. It's against protocol. But she's older now, 15. Her eyes full of the same stubborn fire I had once. She sits across from me and holds up a drawing. 2 figures in a room. One walks away. The other stays behind, waving. You don't have to do this, she says. Yes, I do. Because if I don't, you will. She hugs me. And for a moment, I don't feel the black room. Just her heartbeat. The kiln hums like a thing alive. It's not just a machine. It's a crucible. A convergence point for all the fragmented echoes, code and consciousness and suffering, fed into one last fire. Erica stands behind the blast glass. Are you sure? Not even a little. I smile anyway. But it's time. They strap me into the harness, electrodes, neural gel, a halo of black metal filaments suspending my head. My fingers twitch. The recursion begins to collapse around me, like a room crumpling inward. The man is furious. You can't erase me. I am the source. I am the seed of the net. No, I whisper. You're just noise. He screams, a static shriek that rattles bone, echoes of Emma, of others, twisting their faces into his. But I hold. Because the door is closed now. And I'm walking toward it. Inside the recursion, I take form. My own avatar. Human, but not flesh. Thought wearing the shape of memory. The black room burns, walls dissolving into pixel ash. Robert falls to his knees. Why? Because no one else came back for you. because someone should have. He looks up, eyes wet. For a moment, just a moment, he's a man again. Then the kiln ignites. Outside, Erica watches as the containment field spikes. Readings off the charts, temporal jitter, neural feedback loop saturation. For 0.8 seconds, all data in a 200-meter radius becomes recursive. And then silence. The kiln goes dark. Inside, my body's gone. Just a chair. Empty. But Emma knows. She feels it. In her dreams, she sees a figure walking through a white void. He carries a flickering lantern. He hums a song she barely remembers from childhood. She smiles in her sleep, because the man in the black room is gone. And something else stands in his place. Her father. Watching. Guarding. Forever. The kiln was meant to be the end. But ends are rarely clean. 3 weeks after the event, Gat recovered a corrupted fragment from Argus 12. It wasn't supposed to be operational. It shouldn't have recorded anything. And yet footage emerged. The black room. Empty at first. Then, faintly, a figure me. Not quite flesh, not quite code. Standing at the door, watching. The footage destabilized 3 researchers. One disappeared entirely. A perfect erasure, no digital record, no body, not even facial memory from their co-workers. Gat shut the project down. Burned the servers. Destroyed the kiln. But Erica didn't stop. She kept a copy, not of the footage, but of the code that whispered back from the void. Because she believed something survived. Not Robert Cale. Me. In the years that followed, whispers emerged online. On deep forums, isolated IRC channels, places only the obsessed went looking. They called it the Lantern Man. A figure who appears in corrupted file recoveries, in crashed drives, always at the moment before data loss. He doesn't speak, doesn't move. He only watches. And when he does, the data is saved. Some say he leaves messages in the code. Keep the door shut, watch the girl, burn the recursion. Emma grew up. Erica kept her safe, taught her the signs, helped her understand what her father did and what he became. But Emma had her own questions, her own dreams. She became a digital anthropologist, tracing hauntings in early AI behavior, following the echoes of Ashmouth long after the world believed it was gone. One day, she found it again, buried in a deprecated node of an abandoned supercluster. Not a virus, not a trap, a recording of me. Emma, the voice said, glitchy but clear. This is the last time I'll speak. The screen flickered. My face, younger, maybe even whole. I don't know how long I've held it back. But if you're seeing this, I failed. He's found another door. The room behind me shook. You know what to do. Don't follow. Don't chase. Burn it all. I paused. And I'm proud of you. The recording ended. She cried for hours. Then she got to work. With Erica's help, she built something new. Not a containment. A guide. The world had changed. AI was everywhere. Files moved faster than firewalls. But people needed to know what signs to watch for. So they built the Ashmouth protocol. Open source, distributed. With one core rule. If you see the black room, do not engage. If you see the man, shut it down. If you see the door, run. Some people followed it, others didn't. And sometimes Emma would see her father. In flashes. A reflection. A screen flicker. once in a looping glitch of a VR classroom for children, holding a lantern as the corrupted avatars stuttered around him. She never reached out. But she whispered, "Thank you." And the flicker bowed. It's been 30 years now. Emma has a daughter. She draws too. Mostly safe things. Trees, animals. But sometimes she draws a tall man with a light in his hand, standing in a doorway that leads to nowhere. When asked, she says, "He's not scary. He's watching." Emma nods. "He always is. My name was lost long ago. But I remember why I stayed. Not to fight Robert Cale. Not to seal the recursion. But to keep the door shut. So no one else has to. Even now, the room tries to reform. Cale's shadow still lingers. But I burn it down again and again. Because someone must stand at the threshold. Someone must be the firewall. So children can draw, and daughters can live. And lanterns can shine in the dark. Forever.